5 minutes after the hour of 6 a.m., it's Tuesday, March 26, 2019. It is 37 degrees outside. Tom Eaglehoff, your morning mayor, in the house, and Shaman Tobin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Half man, half amazing, and it's the KMMS Morning Soapbox. Glad to have you along with us. Thanks for spending your morning with us. We appreciate it very much. And Jane, we got nasty weather coming in. We've got winter watch going on here.
I can tell you it's true. The last 2 days, up early in the morning and afterwards with another cup of coffee, I could see my breath and the sky was full of water.
Oh. Ouch. Well,
Ouch.
I don't know. Well,
enjoy.
I was going to say, you better enjoy today. 51 degrees is our high, predicted high. We're at 37 right now at our studios downtown. And 28 will be the overnight low, mostly cloudy most of the day. And then on Wednesday, we start getting a little either rain or snow mix. It's going to be a high of 41, so we might get some rain, about a 50% chance. And then on Thursday, it drops down to 32 degrees will be the high of the day. 3 to 5 inches of snow predicted. And, boy, you're looking at about an 80% chance of snow on that day, 3 to 5 inches. So we got a winter watch out there. And then it snows continuously into Friday, 1 to 3 inches predicted on Friday, and about a 75% chance of that happening. And then we go a little bit more back to normal on Sunday. 41 will be the high, mostly sunny. 45 on, or Saturday rather, 41 the high, 18 the overnight low. And then on Sunday, 45 degrees and 24 the overnight low, mostly sunny. And then Monday, 42 and 23 and cloudy. And then Tuesday, more snow comes in. Just a trace, though, not any appreciable. But April's coming in like a lion. What's up with that?
Yeah, trace of snow. Every time you talk trace of snow, that's like 5 feet.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. So I don't know, man. It's a tough old world out there, so... But anyway, this day in history, 1827, composer Ludwig van Beethoven died in Vienna, Austria at the age of 66. Quite a prodigy. Started when he was very young, too, writing stuff.
Yeah.
Went deaf and still wrote stuff.
That's right. A crucial figure in the transition between classical and romantic music at that time.
Yeah.
And, 50, let's see, what did he do? He did... 9 symphonies, 5 piano concertos, a violin concerto, 32 piano sonnets, and 16 string quartets. Now, that's just his most famous, of course, the 9th Symphony and the 10th Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And moved to, this is a good one. Both his parents, Johann van Beethoven, and his mother, Christina Gobal Nift. She was also, at that time, a composer and a conductor. Amazing at that time.
Wow.
Anyway, 21, he moved from Vienna, where he studied with Joseph Haydn, and his reputation as a virtuoso pianist grew and expanded. And he started going deaf in 1811 and stopped performing publicly. But over the next 10 years before his death, totally deaf, wrote the 9th and 10th symphonies, totally deaf, as we all know. Well, maybe not everyone knows, but there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable guy. Died at a very young age, 56, pretty young. Well, maybe not young in 1827, but certainly young by our standards. And
this is an interesting piece of history. He was born in the Electorate of Cologne. It was a part of Bonn, Germany. The electorate. There you go. So now we know where we got the electorate college.
Oh.
Electoral college.
Okay. That's where it came from, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. 1874, poet Robert Frost was born in San Francisco. Robert Frost wrote a lot of great stuff as well. A well-known name in poetry.
Nominated for the Nobel Prize 31 times and never won it. Pulitzer Prize won it 4 times. I mean, the guy was a huge influence in American poetry and changed everything. And a great friend of a great many of the wealthy Gilded Age. They all liked having him around.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
From
He was a
Ford.
rock star of the day.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you want to have him at your party, yeah.
Yeah.
In 1885, the Eastman Dry Plate and Film Company of Rochester, New York, manufactured the first commercial motion picture film. Eastman Kodak eventually became
Eastman
that,
Kodak,
right?
Yeah, we know that as Eastman Kodak, which is after going bankrupt in 2013. It's still around. You know, it was started by two very talented guys, George Eastman, big surprise, Henry A. Strong, and you know, the modern 21st century turned it into a buggy company.
Yep.
One point they had 1.7 billion in revenue. Now it's not that much, so it's regrettable that they still keep a bit busy because originalists still use you know, silver film for making their pictures.
Yep, that they do. Well, it's Poetry Playwright Day, I guess, at Broadway, Shane. 1892, poet Walt Whitman died at age 72.
Born in these dates are amazing. 1819 and died in 1892.
Yeah.
You know, he was the humanist and transcendentalism and realism, and Leaves of Grass, one of his most famous, Long Island, where he lived, and he volunteered as a nurse during the Civil War. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So, and another, you know, major lover of the Gilded Age. You know, they loved having him around as well, and you know, Ford and all those great guys. You know, but yeah, he had a great work, and you know, that's all he did. You know, he left college, never finished college, but wrote some remarkable books, and we've all, as children, you know, what's one of the first things you learned about poetry? These two writers, Frost and Whitman.
Yeah. Well, in 1911, playwright Tennessee Williams was born in Columbus, Mississippi. So
there you go.
quite a list of accolades for him as well.
Exactly.
1964, the musical Funny Girl, starring Barbra Streisand, opened on Broadway. So that ran for a long time.
It did. It ran for over 10 years and made her famous, of course, because of her voice. And a surprise to everyone the first night they saw her. And she's been that way till the day. Yeah. Well, now she's still a big surprise because of her anti-Trump stuff. But
well, yeah.
You know,
well,
what can you say?
Her and her husband could be too much more left, I guess. So
yeah, they can't sing. Go to politics. Right?
Right. Yeah. 1971, East Pakistan proclaimed its independence, taking the name Bangladesh, and that's where Bangladesh came from. They used to be in Pakistan.
Yeah, and you know, it's really an amazing story in how that came about because, once again, religion. But having said that, you know, it's a remarkable country considering it's basically a delta. They live on a delta, right, of a river.
Yeah.
162 million people. You know, their GDP is $828 billion, so that's about $4,900, you know, a year per person. Not much.
No.
Taka is TAKA is their currency.
Ooh,
that's a big currency, big time. Big.
Must be.
Then a country survives mostly on foreign aid.
I would think so. 1992, a judge in Indianapolis sentenced former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson to 6 years in prison for raping a Black America contest, Miss Black America contestant, I should say.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'll get it in a minute. But yeah, Michael, did some big time and was quite a problem at the time. His mentor that brought him up into boxing died, and he was left to his own devices, and that was not good.
No, not good. They, you know, tend to have people around them that, you know, always are looking for their hand to be filled. It's held out.
Yeah.
But he was known as the guy with the power punch, the one-punch guy.
Yep. He would put you down. Yep.
Yes, indeed.
1997, the bodies of 39 members of the Heaven's Gate techno-religious cult who had committed suicide were found inside a mansion in Rancho Santa Fe, California. I remember that. We were living in California at the time, and They were waiting for the spaceship to come and get them and take them away. Right. Yep, they were going to take them to the land of milk and honey or something like that.
Or wherever.
They're going to take them somewhere. So I don't know.
Well, they ended up going somewhere.
Well, they did. Yeah. Well, in 1999, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was convicted of second-degree murder for giving a lethal injection to an ailing man whose death was shown on 60 Minutes. How do you show a death on 60 Minutes? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I remember seeing
We're going to start showing lethal injections in prisons? Come on. I mean,
he admitted or claimed to have helped 130 people pass away because of euthanasia and their need for it. Yeah. He's a pathologist, which sort of scares you, right? Like,
yeah.
He sort of looks at you after you died. So what was he trying? He was bored and looking for bodies? No,
I guess. Yeah, maybe it's running short. I don't know. But,
yeah, exactly. But,
I can't even believe 60 Minutes would condone anything like that, but I don't know. Anyway.
Well, we now do.
Yeah.
So
that's true. You do in Canada. You have no problem wiping out your population.
June 2016, House Bill C-14 was passed by Parliament and for assisted suicide, and of course you have to go through this long.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're mentally understand what's going on and all that.
No, you don't understand what's going on.
Well, okay, maybe that's
enough to say you want to do it, right?
Okay. Well, in 2000, Vladimir Putin was elected president of Russia, and I don't know why Vladdy just doesn't do what she did and just make himself emperor of Russia until he dies. Why not?
Well, that's where it's going, To get around the election measures, in the first 10 years, he was elected president, and he left, and then he became prime minister, still running, then left and came back as president. So now what's he going to do? Is he going to leave, or is he going to whatever? Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's too profitable to leave for him anyway. The whole country sucks, but he's doing all right.
Well, and if he doesn't keep power, whoever takes over will take what he's got.
Well, I was going to say, he's going to lose everything. So.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, 2003 on this date, former Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Democrat of New York, died at the age of 76, and very staunch, very left guy. Very
much a left.
Yeah.
But he always worked. He was, he was a partisan that could be bipartisan, and he worked back in the 90s with other Republicans to balance the budget under Clinton and actually start to reduce the budget or the debt. It was quite remarkable.
Yeah. 2011 on this date, more than 250,000 people took to London streets to protest the toughest spending cuts since World War II. Why would you protest spending cuts? I don't know. Or were they your spending cuts?
Yeah, well, remember the dole came from the British expression, right? So you're on the dole.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, in 2011, former Democratic vice presidential candidate Geraldine Ferraro, the first female major party nominee for the office, died at the age of 75. So,
amazing woman, she really was. She worked really hard at what she did.
Yeah, that she did.
She deserved the accolades.
All right, we got to take care of our farmers and ranchers this morning, and cab drivers and truck drivers and all those folks. We got the Montana News and Agriculture. Do we have the news in agriculture? Let me look.
I sure hope so.
We do. And we've got the Headwaters Livestock Report as well. So this is farmer rancher heaven right now, man. This is it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. So,
and it's Tuesday.
Yeah. It's Tuesday. It's only Tuesday, yeah. All right. Here's the farm reports, and Shane and I will be back. It is 25 minutes after the hour of 6 a.m. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 37 degrees outside. Shane Montalban on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Half man, half, I don't know, orangutan, whatever.
No, junkyard dog.
Well, whatever. And Tom Eaglehoff, your morning mayor. And you're listening to the KMMS Morning Soapbox. And, a lot of things going on in Bozeman here, Shane, that we got to talk about before we get to the big news. Well, well, we got a new name for the high school. How boring can it be? Bozeman Gallatin High School. I don't know how anything could be more boring than that. I don't know.
Well, this is the simple way out to create the least amount of opposition. Right?
Apparently, I don't know. I can't believe, the school board voted 7-0 to choose a name from Bozeman's history, the city's original high school. So, I don't know. If the original high school was good enough for the original high school, how come the original high school's not there?
That's right.
What's the deal? Jeez.
Interesting they don't mention the mascot, right?
Well, not yet anyway. I guess they got to come up. They got to come up with some kind of a mascot of some kind. Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe they'll keep that West Slope fish. The mascot. I don't know. So nearly 10,000 community people put in the survey or answered the survey. Gallatin was clear favorite among 5 finalists.
Really?
They didn't put any of the other names in there, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad.
They didn't put Atkins in there, and they didn't put some other. Well, they had some of the original names, like my favorite was Stormcastle.
Stormcastle, yeah.
High school. We got the Stormcastle Golden Knights. Not just Knights, Golden Knights.
Golden.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Match all their trophies.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
See, that's where we want to go.
That's right.
My God, but well, and also MSU is caving in everything at the fitness center. They're taking out the fitness center, the gyms, and everything around it. I guess that they're going to eventually rebuild it. Now they're talking about the insurer, but I don't know if the insurer has the entire complex because the rest of it wasn't damaged. So I don't know. See, it looks like might be a makeup in there somewhere from somebody. So I don't know.
Well, maybe it was part of the deal to settle with the insurer. He said, okay, I'll cover these 2 buildings, but you got to take the rest down because I don't want this to happen again, right?
Well, yeah. Well, they're taking one down because it's not meant to stand by itself. It's supported by the 2 buildings on the either side of it, I guess. So it was never meant to stand by itself. No one was injured, thankfully, but anyway, they... Crew from Montana Crane Service begin Friday tearing down the North Gym's east wall with a large crane and heavy equipment. Demolition is expected to continue through the week, so that will keep you on your toes, I guess. So.
Well, it's amazing a building like that made out of cement lasted 48 years. That's strange.
Well, that's true, too. All right, we got to get out of here, pay a couple of bills, and we've got the Montana State News coming up, Fox News, Britt Foster weather, no Noxatril in there, so that's a good thing this morning. So we'll be back shortly, right after this. 24 minutes before the top of the hour. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 38 degrees outside. Jim Taubin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Half man, half amazing. Tom Eagleoff, your morning mayor in the house. And this is the KMMS Morning Soapbox. And Jeff Krauss will be joining us at 8 o'clock to talk about one of the things we want to talk about this morning, Shane, is the midtown development that's going on. Commissioners call the 2 upcoming projects a victory in the long-time effort to revamp the stretch deemed Midtown. Over the last decade, the corridor lost a large chain, that would be Kmart, a restaurant, an inn, and gas stations, and new businesses never filled the empty spaces. So we're looking for some help along there, and they're going to crank up an award of $849,000 for the project that's called Aspen Crossing at the corner of Aspen and Fifth Avenue on that corridor. And plans for the building include a restaurant and retail space and first floor offices and first and second rather, and 25 condos on the third floor. So it's going to be a pretty good size building if they're going to have that many condos up there, so it should be quite a deal when it's done. So Commissioner Jeff Krauss said the latest projects make a statement that large development along the corridor is possible. And the mayor, Cindy Andrus, echoed that, of course. And exactly the kind of thing that we hope for, we would see, Andrus said, moving from those smaller ideas to the bigger ideas. And I think it's really beginning to show that it's working there. So Midtown is an urban renewal district, which allows the city to use property taxes to spur economic development. And so that's where some of the money is coming from, to improve the streets and curbs and gutters and sidewalks and all that around that area. So that's what we'll be talking to Jeff Krauss about that in the 8 o'clock hour. So stay tuned for that. And of course, it's a pretty good deal. Go ahead, Gene.
Well, I was just going to say, this is an example of regional real estate markets, seeing an acceleration in value of land in small towns like this. So it gives them the opportunity to rebuild the inner city, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, because if you don't, then it just, if it's not maintained, then no commerce.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, we're talking about the high school name. We got a couple text messages from our text line, 478-8298, 478-8298. And the mascot could be the Gallatin Grizzlies. So I don't know. The Grizzlies are in Missoula, so I don't think we need to confuse them. But yeah, the GGs works for me, but.
The buffalo. They could call them buffalo.
Well, there's no buffalo in North America. What do you want to call them? The Africans?
Okay, the bison.
The bisons, yeah, there you are. They could have, every so often they could have a bicentennial.
That's right. Oh, geez. What a stretch, man! You segue fast on a word.
I'm here all week. Try the veal.
You're all day, all week. You got
That's
it.
That's right.
Hammer Eagle, man.
From our text line, 478-8298. I love the new name. It is the original name of the high school. My mom went there. I'm a Bozeman native. Maybe that's why I appreciate it. That's probably right. Bozeman natives probably do appreciate that name because, the history is there. And they rightfully so. So, well, I guess I shouldn't be too disappointed they're not the Stormcastle Golden Knights. But anyway, I guess I'll just live with Bozeman Gallatin High School. All right. So
yeah,
I'll be happy with that. So.
Well, they built the original high school for the millennials, so there you go.
Yeah, that's there. What can I tell you?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Hey, we've got some great commercials here for you. These are great.
Oh.
Yeah. No Noxitril, no Babble, no Moe's Insurance or whatever that stuff is where they're pouring the glass of wine or whatever.
Yeah. No pillow ads.
No pillow ads. Yeah. I don't know what the pillow guy's doing, but anyway. These look like most of them are, at least half of them are local people. So let's support our local businesses right now. 16 minutes before the top of the hour. Shane, can you hear the commercials?
Yeah, they're great.
Okay,
and props out to those people supporting us because we are such a great show.
Well, the reason I ask you is that if Newt is going to be as enthusiastic as he is in that promo. I think he's got a lot of work to do before he's going to get people to tune in. Hello, I'm Newt.
Yeah, I know. He is an ex-politician.
But you could think, hey guys, I've got a new podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
At least Michael Savage talks about the end of the world.
That's right.
So, geez. But I don't know. I almost fell asleep during that.
Yeah, exactly.
That tirade of his.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty silly.
Yeah,
but
right.
Dude's a good guy though. I don't know. As I always said, I could never see a president named Newt. And I could never see a president named Mitt, and I could never see a president named Barack. But what can I tell you? Be careful what you wish for. You never know. Yeah. Well, from our text line, they could call them the Gallatin Golden Knights. There we go.
Yes, of course.
We could do that.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a compromise I could live with.
There you are.
And from our text line, 478-8298. Sorry, Shane, I got your names mixed up yesterday. Hey, Tom, the R in Washington is silent and invisible, and yes, Canadians rock. So it's probably me saying Washington because I'm east of the Mason-Dixon, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
Or northeast of the Mason-Dixon.
Yeah, you're one of those Midwest people.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the Mississippi. Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, from a flyover state.
Yeah, I'm in there where we talk like this.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But I do like the Gallatin Golden Knights. That's got a nice ring to it, you know. Yeah, I'd go along with that. Yeah, let's put a guy on a white horse and let's rock and roll.
Back in the day, we'd call it sweet.
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that idea. So that'll work fine. So, and kudos to the texture for getting us right that it was me, not Shane, that was putting the R in Washington.
Washington.
Washington. It's Washington.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's Washington.
It's like oil money. We got oil money here in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. That's I don't know, a little scary, but hey, the other thing, finally the House of Representatives in Helena is getting down to the nitty gritty.
Here it comes,
at
the budget, baby.
At last, they have a bill to crack down on fake service animals. So
really?
I guess I can't take my hedgehog on flights anymore.
You can't take your gnome off your lawn and
That's right. I can't pack my gnome in my carry-on and, put the little vest on him and
Can you imagine carrying on a gnome?
Call him my service animal. Yeah, a little leprechaun here. He's about 2 feet tall. Yeah.
And you put it in the seat next to you, and the guy comes along to sit there and go, I think that's the gnome seat.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the Montana House on Monday endorsed a bill that would set fines for people who misrepresent their pets as service animals in order to bring them into public places such as grocery stores or restaurants. The House voted 85-15 in favor of the bill. It faces a final vote before moving to the Senate, and maybe we'll talk about that next Monday with Scott Sales and Steve White. Maybe they'll bring their service animals with them. And
I asked Steve Sales or Senator Sales about these new drone laws. Apparently, they have a piece of legislation about changing the drone laws. I'm sure people would want to know about that one.
Well, yeah, we'll have to remind me, bring that up or put it in your notes to remind us to talk about that. So anyway, I appreciate the people who have disabilities need service animals, and I'm not against service animals at all in any way, shape, or form. But we have seen a lot of people that have their service animal squirrels, their service animal, cockatiels or whatever.
Yeah, in this age, we'd call them comfort animals.
Well, I was going to say, your comfort animal ain't a service animal, so knock it off. Yeah, I don't want to fly in a menagerie. All right, let's see.
I took a plane once from Sophie, Sophie, the capital. I gotta think. Oh my goodness. Anyway, to Bucharest, from Sophie to Bucharest, back in '92, we were looking at diamond production in the old Eastern European Russia. Anyway, and we got on this plane. It was a Russian plane, first of all, four props. There were 6 of us, and then the plane filled up with people with chickens and animals, and
I know,
oh my God, that's the scariest train line.
Brought everybody on board this thing.
Sofia, Bulgaria. There you go. To Bucharest, Romania. Yeah. What a flight that was! Wow.
I'll bet. From our text line 478-8298, Gallatin Golden Knights is Islamophobic. I thought the Knights were the Round Table. Who are the Islam Knights? I don't know.
The Crusaders, buddy.
The Crusaders, were they Knights?
Yes, they were.
Were they? Oh, well, yeah.
The Templars in particular, the First American Express and International Bankers.
Yeah. Well, let's not don't put turbans on them.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll call them the the Round Table Golden Knights or something.
There you go. Yeah.
Clear this up right away. All right, from our text line, Shane is your service animal, or as your service Canadian. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a service Canadian.
Yeah, you're my service. You're my service Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, for the mayor in the morning.
Yeah. From our text line, 478-8298. I'm bummed I can't fly with my gorilla. So, I don't know, man. That's that is tough. Let's see what the callers have to say. Then we got to take a break here. We're getting really behind. So, caller, you are on the air. What's going on?
Name's Mike, and we got to get away from the word Knights. We already have a double-A team. I've heard it like 5 times. We cannot do another double-A team that we play against.
Okay. Can't be Knights.
Hellgate, Missoula.
Hellgate Knights. Yeah, you're right.
So everybody needs to get away and get off of it.
I got to get off the Knights. Oh, man. I don't know. This is breaking my heart, man. I can't come up with a decent name this morning. Well, hey, thanks for pointing that out. So I guess I'm off the Knights.
Mayor, I got this for you. If you're not going to call them Knights, call them Mornings.
All right. Okay. That'll work.
Later.
All right. Thanks for the call. All right. We got to duck out of here. We'll be back in 90 seconds. All right. 6 minutes before the top of the hour. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019. 37 degrees outside. Shane Mataman on the line from Vancouver, British Columbia. Tommy Galoff, your morning mayor. And this is the morning soapbox with Tom and Shane. And Mike, not Mike. Mike will be in Wednesday. Mike McCormick will be in Wednesday. Jeff Krauss is in at 8 o'clock, so we'll be talking with him. The other thing is that we got a restaurant. It's been there for a while, I guess, North Wallace, called Wild Crumb, Shane. That is pretty nice place, and they started out at a farmer's market, like a lot of small businesses do. They get up at 3 a.m, bake bread in the kitchen, and then take it down to the farmer's market and sell it. And folks seem to like it, so they decided to open their own place. So Wild Crumb out on North Wallace. They have pastries and all the baked goods and everything, fresh bread and all of that. So if you're a homemade bread aficionado or whatever, by all means, get out there and check it out. So let's see, from our text line to 478-8298. Let's see, Gallatin Gonads, go! Gonads,
go.
With spring here, how about the Gallatin Gophers? There you go. And somebody else likes the Eagles. So I don't know. We'll have to. I got to get more familiar with what the mascots are of the various teams around in Montana that we would come up against. So I can find a mascot here. So. Yeah. All the good names are taken, it looks like. So
well, it's a big state.
Well, it is a big state, no question about that. But we also travel quite a ways, to play some of these teams and tournaments and things like that. So, we have to come up with something good, something that
unique.
Well, it's got to be unique, but it's also got to be something that the kids will wear the T-shirts around town and proudly, wear the hats or be proud of the school they go to, it's not the, it's not the Wimps, Bozeman Gallatin Wimps. So I don't think you're going to wear those T-shirts anywhere, but who knows? But no, you got to have a strong name, a strong animal or a strong. I don't know. Captain America. The Captain Americas. That's what they should
be. What about cowboys?
Well, could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Or cowgirls. No, you couldn't do that.
I don't know if we got cowboys. Anybody's the cowboys or not around the area. People have to give us a call. 522-TALK, 522-8255. If you want to if you got a good mascot name or whatever, let us know. We'd like to hear from you. So whatever you think, we've got the well, we could call them the Canadians, I guess, the Canucks.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah,
there
right.
You go. Now you're talking.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Not unless we're going to play in Canada.
Yeah. Well.
Hope they have a hockey team. Can beat the hell out of you.
I know.
So we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm surprised the high schools don't have hockey. I guess the facilities are way too expensive to have a Zamboni and an ice rink in there with all the everything that it takes to freeze a rink.
Well, the Bobcats went to the Nationals.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, what can I tell you?
Oh.
So they must find some place to play. They play in the gym with a little rubber ball.
It snows there from October to May, maybe in the backyard or in the, they have an outdoor hockey rink at the university there.
Well, we do have one at the fairgrounds that, they use it for both ice skating. The Ice Dogs play there. And
Ice Dogs?
The Ice Dogs, Bozeman Ice Dogs play there, the semi-pro team we have here.
Wow.
They're they're at the bottom of the pro farm system team, but
the bottom of the farm system team.
Well, they are. They're like a you got an A, double A, triple A, just like in baseball. So they're they're at the entry level, I guess, from high school.
We have them all across Canada.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Yeah, I'm sure you do. No question. Yeah. So anyway, we've got a hockey rink here, so they could head over there and check it out, and we'll.
Now, when you go to high school games there, you don't pay to go to them, do right? You just go sit in the bleachers and watch the game.
I think you pay for them. I think you pay to get in. I think so. Yeah, you gotta pay for some of this stuff. I know you got to pay for the college games. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
We give away tickets every once in a while, so yeah, they pay. I don't know about grade school or, obviously outside soccer you don't, but anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you got to pony up to get in the game, boy. I mean, those you got to mop that floor. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we'll be back. Coming up, 5 things you need to know right after the news. 5 minutes after the hour of 7 a.m. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 37 degrees outside. We're looking for a high of 51 today, so we'll see if we make that. Shane Matobin on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Half man, half junkyard dog, half amazing, half, I don't know, part Norwegian, who knows?
Just trying to keep up with the morning mayor, that's all I can do.
That's right. And you've got a bunch of water in the air up there that's going to come flying down on us probably Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday and Friday, one of the two. We're going to get snow and all kinds of crap. Come on, it's April, or it's almost April. You don't need snow in April. Come on.
This is what you call Montana weather.
Yeah.
Wait 15 minutes and it'll change.
Well, in the past hour, we've been asking about mascots. We got the new name of the Bozeman High School. It'll be the Bozeman Gallatin High. And so we've had people calling in putting us in on the text line at 478-8298. Mascot the Yetis. Give me the Yetis.
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, Bigfoot is one that they also said as well. The Gallatin Goat Ropers. So that would be the greatest of all time, I guess. Ropers, huh?
Bull Riders.
Well, yeah. Gallatin Guardians.
That's not so bad.
Yeah. Guardians would work. Yeah. Yeah. Bozeman Gallatin Bigfoot. Mascot would be the Yetis. So there you are.
How about the Angels?
Oh, man, I don't know. That sounds a little wimpy, unless you're, I mean, come on.
Hey, they're praying to win, baby. They're praying to win.
For the first few years, they probably will be. till they get their act together. But well, we'll see what goes on. But anyway, some great names there from our texters. So hey, have fun with this. I should have made this the poll question. What's your?
That's right. Yeah.
But our poll question today is: will you believe the full Mueller report when it comes out? Will you believe the report? We had a four-page summary, I guess, from Barr that he sent over, and everybody's demanding the full thing. Well, he's going to send it. It just takes a little time to look through 2 years of testimony and everything, and you got to take out the you can't put the grand jury stuff in there or the names of the grand jury testimony. Also, anything related to national defense or security.
Yeah, that's right.
And they went to what they have. I mean, you're talking about. You're talking about 19 lawyers, 40 FBI agents, and intelligence analysts, forensic accountants, and other professional staff, and 2,800 subpoenas, 500 search warrants, 230 orders for communication records, and 50 orders authorizing the use of pen registers, and 13 requests from foreign governments for evidence, and they interviewed approximately 500 witnesses and spent over $25 million.
Right, and that doesn't include what the committees in the House and Senate spent. So
well,
you're looking at a $40 million investigation, basically.
Well, I would think at least that's pretty that's pretty conservative. I would think by most accounts, but I don't know. Well, get the report over to us. Well, give me a minute, will you?
Yeah, that's right. Well.
Came out on Friday. You want it Monday? Give me a break.
Keep in mind, what your Congress under the Republicans, both the House and the Senate, how many times they were turned away by, Lynch and Holder for information, right?
Oh yeah. We're not coming in
for years. For years they kept asking for information.
There you go. Let's go to the phones. 522 Talk is the number. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox. What's up?
Thomas Joel, I have a recommendation for a mascot.
All right.
Bozeman Stallion.
The Stallions, that's not so bad, yeah. Yeah, that'll work, yeah.
You can't say studs.
Yeah, they could use the horse's head for their picture.
There you are. I like it. Yeah, Stallions would work. That's a powerful animal name.
Yeah, and when they score, the horse runs out on the field with their flag.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like it, Joel. Thanks. All right, good deal. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, keep them coming. Whatever, if you have a name from our text line, 478-8298, we've got the Thunder, the Bozeman Gallatin Thunder. What do you think, Shane? That's
that means every time a thunderstorm goes over and you get some thunder, they got to score.
All right, they'll be playing in the rain, and I think we already mentioned Gallatin Gladiators, Guardians, the Eddies. Yeah, we got them all, I think there. So that's pretty good. Thanks everybody for the names, but hey, keep them coming, and we'll be at the forefront of the naming of the mascots here at KMMS.
There you are.
That's as where we should be. So
as they say, the Eagle Man will stay ahead of the game.
That's right, man. So anyway, the House Democrats are going to give Barr at least till April 2nd to turn over the full report, and before they flip out completely. So.
Well, it's amazing. It took them 2 years to put this together, and you read what they put all the stuff they did. Mm-hmm. But it's like a 460-page report.
I was going to say, you got to go through page by page and decide what, And Barr is handcuffed by the law too. He can't include grand jury testimony or names of the grand jury witnesses or any of those, and anything that's national security or anything like that's got to be pulled out of there. So,
and I'm sure President Trump's calling up Barr and say, "Take your time. I want to see him dig a bigger hole."
Yeah. So anyway, all the people that want to report immediately is Jerry Nadler, of course, the House Oversight Committee, Elijah Cummings, Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, the Financial Services Committee, Maxine Waters, the Ways and Means Committee, and Richard Neal, the House Foreign Affairs Chair. Elliot Engel, Barr submitted to Congress his 4-page summary on the report on Sunday, but the lawmaker says that is not sufficient. In addition to the report, they also requested underlying evidence and documents. So how did you come to that decision? So,
well, before we get to some details, here's my comment. Riddle me this. All these people you just mentioned are demanding the report, and they've all said they don't accept it. That's great. I love it.
Well, weren't they hanging their hat on this for 2 years?
Yeah, but on the weekend, all of them said, we're not going to accept the report. Whatever he's come up with, we're not going to accept it.
Well,
you got Beto O'Rourke out there still saying that there's collusion. Like, come on, seriously?
Well, from our text line, 478-8298, will the girls' team be called the Stallions? Well, it'll probably be like the MSU as the Lady Bobcats.
Oh, really?
So it'll be the, I don't know if you can do the Lady Stallions. That's a stretch. that's getting into gender identity, I think.
Well, you couldn't call them the Mares.
Nope, couldn't call them the Mares, that's for sure. So I don't know. Yeah, the Stallions, the mascot for the women may have to have their own, they may have to be the, I don't know, the Phillies maybe.
That's right.
They can be the Phillies, yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, shows you how much I know about horses. All right, well, yeah, they seem to be they seem to be distancing themselves from this report that they wanted so badly. What is it? I'm going to wait for the report to come out, and then, then we'll indict him, and he'll be guilty of everything, and we'll impeach him, and all we need is this report. Why doesn't he hurry up and get it done? And so he did, and now we're not happy again because, well, we're just not happy. We got to get this guy. Well, every time we think we have him, we don't.
And of course, over the weekend, the networks are all saying, well, remember, Mueller is a Republican.
Well, yeah. yeah, I know. Yeah. What is it? 16 of the 19 lawyers aren't?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
I think they ought to be the Bozeman Snowflakes.
Bozeman Snowflakes. There you go.
Yeah, they can just melt whenever they're confronted with anything. Especially if they have to make a critical decision.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. All right. Well, yeah, snowflakes might work. I guess if they're offended by Confederate flags or statues, or we can't have any statues on the grounds of the new high school. Yeah. Yeah. We'd hope they put you and I up as mentors of youthful information, but probably not.
The mayor should go throw out the first football.
You would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How about the Golden Trumps?
Woo. There you go.
And the females could be the trumpettes.
That's right. Like my sister Valerie.
Your sister's a trumpet. Yeah.
Original trumpet from 2015.
So there you go, the Golden Trumps and the trumpettes. So that'll work. All right. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Now we've got a little basis to grow on here. So.
Okay.
Well, whatever you say.
All
right, we got to take a quick break here. Nude again. Don't let nude put you to sleep. But in this one, but hey, there's no Noxatril. There's no Babble. There's no whatever that insurance stuff is, anything else. So nothing offensive here, and we'll be back in 2.5 minutes. 20 minutes after the hour of 7 a.m. It is Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 37 degrees outside. Shane Montalban on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Half man, half amazing. And Tom Eagle off your morning mayor in the house. And it's the KMMS Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. And boy, calls are coming in already. We're talking about mascots for the high school. We're getting a lot of play on that, and we're also moving through the 5 things you need to know. So let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number, 522-8255. Calling on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Well, good morning, Tom and Shane.
Hey.
It's news that ain't fit for the media.
Okay.
Concerning, and I don't have much to say about this, the collusion concludes. Well, you can money with obstruction. There could be. So
you're cutting in and out, Pete. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're getting about every other word from you.
Oh, how's that?
That's a little better.
Okay. I'll start over. Before you can charge somebody with obstruction of justice, there should be some evidence of justice, or at least an attempt at it, which I don't think there was. But on the news, it's not fit to print. Amazon to a new business.
Lost him completely.
Yeah. You keep leaving us. You want to call back?
I hope so, because he's gone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we do want to know the news is not fit to print, so
yeah, that's right.
we'll hang in there. So maybe you can call us back, get a better line, or move to a different room or something. I don't know. He's out in the middle of nowhere, So, are we trying this again?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what's going on. I think the CIA must be zapping the house or something.
Well, they probably are. I mean, they listen to the show every morning.
I thought you had a copper cage in your house.
I don't know about that. But they'll send the nurse. They want to send the nurse right to your door, team up with Merck and give you your vaccine.
Yep.
And they're also doing business with a company called, this is really original, DVKFT, whatever that is. That's the name of the company, I guess. But they have sex dolls for sale on Amazon that look like children.
Oh, no.
That's sick. They promise hidden delivery, cost is $85.98, and shipping is free. Now, once this was discovered, I believe the gal who reported this was Megan Fox, and they took them down. They took them on. Once they were discovered, Amazon removed the dolls. And it's interesting, and Bezos thought, it was okay to ban conservatives in their books. It was okay to ban documentaries in the books on the side effects of vaccines. And it's okay to sell sex dolls that look like kids.
Okay.
And New Zealand, they have their new gun laws. So far,
well, you've heard me say, when man's ruled by laws and not morals, everything's acceptable.
Isn't that what AOC said?
No, I don't think so.
If not, she should have.
But the New Zealanders have turned in 37 guns so far.
Oh.
So not a big hit on that.
They're off to a good start, huh?
Yeah, they're off to a good start. And according to a research psychologist, a Professor Robert Epstein, Google search algorithm was the deciding factor in close races across the country. Tens of millions of votes, they figure, were changed or flipped from Republican to Democrat.
Oh, so, because they became more informed.
You think?
Yeah. I think.
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear it come out of any of their yaps. That they were more informed, all right. All they got one side. They got the party line, and it wasn't the Republicans. But yeah, it's
Trump's campaign put out 20 million ads during the election. They were huge on social media.
Well, at first, but they quickly went to the bottom of the list. And this, I'm talking about local elections, and not just Trump and the national elections across the board, across the country. So if you search something, if you put in typed into their search engine something on, whatever, red flag laws in North Carolina, you're going to get one side, and it ain't going to be, it's going to be the gun controller side that you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of votes. That's a lot of votes. Tens of millions, they said. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Mr. Bezos is just trying to make his money back that he's going to have to pay out in the divorce.
Well, he may also have to pay that kid in Cloverton, too.
Sandman lawsuit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. That's $250 million.
Yeah. What he paid for the post.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what happened. I think these big tech companies, something's going to have to. They're going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Because that's the deal. Either you are who you say you are, or you're not. And apparently, they're not. Darcy lied. We know that. And Bezos, I don't have any use for that guy anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible. Sick.
It is.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, but aren't all rich guys a little weird?
Apparently, and I don't got nothing against people
other than Shane.
No, I was weird.
Well, I guess.
Well, it's not rich anymore then. Right?
Yeah, I guess it's hard to make a case for Shane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to make a case for Shane.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with these guys, and that's the problem. They give themselves a bad rap. I don't mind somebody being a billionaire. That I don't have no problem with that. But when you start using your wealth for evil, then I do have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, I think most of us do. Money, like it or not, is free speech. So.
Well. Then we don't all have equal speech.
Well, we don't. Yeah, we don't.
Bezos has got a bigger mouth than you do.
Hey, there's nothing
on the radio.
There's nothing in the First Amendment that says anything about equal speech.
Very good, Mayor. Very good. You got to put that in quotes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it should be equal because it's free.
It should be free. So free and equal. Yeah. So.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, man. Thanks, Pete. Talk all you want. Yeah, that's true. Oh, geez. Let's see from our text line 478-8298. Let's see. Maybe the Golden Bobcats might be a name. How about the Lady Clydesdales? So
there you
now
go.
Clydesdales probably have both genders. I would think you're a male or a female Clydesdale. So I don't know. That's being a species rather than a whatever. So I don't know. I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyway. All right. We got Fox News at the bottom of the hour. We've got the Montana State News. We got Brooke Foster weather. And, no Knox a Trill, but we will have us. No, there's nothing about too much objectionable in there, I don't think. So, hey, listen up. Enjoy. Get some news. We'll be back with more of the 5 things you need to know right after this. 23 minutes before the top of the hour. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 37 degrees outside. Tommy Goff, your morning mayor in the house. Shane Tobin on the line in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's the KMMS Morning Show with Tom and Shane, and Shane's been indoctrinating a caller while we wait. And caller, you are on the air.
When you were grousing about freedom of the press, the old thing used to be freedom of the press belongs to the man with the press, but in Bozeman's case, it's freedom of the press belongs to the guy that goes on the radio for free.
There you are. Well, yeah, that would be right.
That would be approximate.
That would be Shane. So.
I can't afford to go on the radio for anything but free. There you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You were grouse.
Yeah.
The Bozeman Gallatin grouse.
Yeah, there you are, the grouse. Yeah.
Sage,
we'd be sage grouse, wouldn't we? We'd be the sage grouse. Yeah.
The grouse.
Yeah. Grouse or grouch?
What do you call the lady grouse?
Yeah.
What's the lady grouse?
Ooh, boy, I don't know. What do you got? Goose? You got goose and gander, right?
What do you call a flock of grouse? What do you call a whole bunch of grouse together? There must be a special name for a bunch of grouse.
A gaggle.
Gaggle of grouse?
A flight of
gaggle of grouse.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to, that's like what...
no, it's a gaggle of geese.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and a congress of baboons.
A congress of the Gallatin gorillas.
Yeah, there you go.
A congress.
They call the lady gorillas.
Ah, there you go. Well, we could do that, yeah.
That's what you got to think of. What do you call the ladies?
That's true. I
like the golden trumps.
Yeah.
The golden trumps are great.
Yeah, I think that would be good. The trumpettes, yeah, I like it. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, the golden trumps.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right. Thanks for hanging on, talking to Shane and keeping him on his toes.
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Some other things we've got to talk about. They want to, the Justice Department is asking the court to strike down all of Obamacare. What do you think, Shane? 5th District Court of Appeals, District Judge Reed O'Connor in Texas ruled that Obamacare became effectively unconstitutional when the Republicans zeroed out the individual mandate in the 2017 tax overhaul. So a lot of people think he'll be overturned. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a good argument. I don't know if it'll get to the Supreme Court or they'll hear it because it's one of those legislative issues, right?
Yeah. Well, the Department of Justice has determined that the district court's comprehensive opinion came to the correct conclusion and will support it on appeal.
There you go, then.
So previously, President Trump's Justice Department had argued for scrapping only Obamacare's protections for pre-existing conditions. Many legal scholars, including conservatives, doubt that the ruling will stand, particularly if they try to get rid of pre-existing conditions, because even insurance companies are, aware that that's got to be covered or you're not going to sell a policy to anybody.
That's right. Exactly.
So, yeah,
they got the insurance companies to adapt.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, from our text line, 478-8298, it is a covey of a grouse, is a group of grouse. Covey. So thanks to our listeners for keeping us up to speed on our definitions of winged animals.
So they could call them the cubbies.
They could. They call them the cubbies. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
All right. What else we got?
Trump signs a proclamation recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, a shift of the American policy over 57 years. Imagine.
Yeah.
The importance of the Golan Heights, of course, it's in the northeastern part of Israel. And, let us be reminded 3 women in the 20th century, Golda Meir, Margaret Thatcher and Gandhi of India, they all started wars and won them. That's number one.
Yeah.
And that was the 6-day war that Moshe Dayan led the Israelis into winning, and they took the West Bank as well as the Golan Heights. But, the Golan Heights look out over the plain of Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
So they can see anything that the Assyrians are doing. So once again, Trump comes through for the state of Israel. And, it's sort of important. I mean, Israel's the only real democracy in the Middle East.
Yeah.
It has a well-established economy. I mean, my goodness, it's one of the largest in the Middle East, 354 billion, and a population of 9 million. So, it's a pretty remarkable place, and it should be supported. But gosh, did you see last night the missiles coming out of the Gaza Strip and the
they're starting seriously.
The HAD missile defense, system, the high altitude defense network, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, what a show! We haven't seen that since the
Gulf
war.
Wars.
Yeah, or certainly in the Kuwait. Remember that?
Well,
Woo.
yeah, that's what I'm talking. The Gulf Wars. Yeah.
Gulf Wars.
Yeah. I only have one question for you.
Okay.
What difference does it make what we think about the Golan Heights? Why are we even making a comment on it?
Well, because of the UN, and the UN's demanded they give it back, and there's a lot of angst about it because it's Syrian land that they took, and Syria wants it back. And now with everything changing in Syria, and Assad's still there, and the Russians there, the Chinese are there. I mean,
Well,
wow.
Then if it goes to the UN, then they're not getting it back. So might as well forget about that. Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's the whole point, because with U.S. will veto anything on the council. So there you go.
Well, we got
to talk about Michael Avenatti before we run out of time. I mean, seriously.
Well, we will. It's a 3-hour show.
I know, but I'm excited about this one.
Well, hold your excitement, because we have to we have to let some other people talk about what's important to them.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back. 13 minutes before the top of the hour. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane, and we've got callers waiting on the line. Caller, you are on the air. What's going on?
Well, I had to call on this one. Lord Rothschild bought the Golan Heights over 100 years ago from the Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
He bought it as a winery. It has the soil of Napa Valley and the temperature of San Diego. And Lord Rothschild knows how to grow great wine, with Chateau Rothschild being the premier wine in the world. So this war is not going to be over oil; it's over wine.
All right. Well, so stop whining, huh?
Tom, if you bought land in southern Alberta, it's like you say, well, I don't want to be in Canada, I want to be in the United States.
Yeah.
And so you had the United States come and take over southern Alberta.
Well, we should do that. We should have them take over British Columbia too while we're at it.
I think we should take British Columbia.
Yeah, we should annex all of Canada and just be done with it.
No, just Western
Western civilization would never have survived because of bad water, so we know that.
Yeah. Oh well.
We already did annex part of Canada. It was Oregon and Washington.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, we took California from the Mexicans, and so we're in Texas too, and
Texas, about 5 biggest states.
Yeah.
Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and Texas.
There you go.
We stole it fair and square.
All right. We're good at that.
We are good at that. We should take Canada next.
We should, yeah. Let's plan on that for let's plan on that for Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of our open mornings. Yeah, we'll do that on Thursday.
Beat the heck out of fighting for Lord Rothschild's wine. Let's take British Columbia.
That's true. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, caller, thanks for waiting. You're on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Boy, I think the Texicans might have something other to say about it than that, but we'll let that go for another day.
Yeah.
Well, for starters, I've lived in Bozeman my entire life, and I've been driving here for a long time, and I just saw a new one on me. I was dropping my wife off at work, and a woman drove by me putting hairspray on in the car.
Wow.
And there's a cloud inside that car. Man, I've never seen that one before. Okay, anyway, let's see. I was going to talk about your advertising that people are always complaining about. Boy, their advertising is really working. I've been in business for a long time here, and you want people to remember your ads,
Yeah.
So, the Knox Drill and all these other ads, they must really be doing a good job if all these people are remembering them.
Well, they're hard to forget,
Yeah,
I can't unhear that Dennis thing,
Yeah, I know. But there again, you're remembering the ad.
I'm remembering the ad. You're right about that. Yeah.
So on the high school deal, I got two sons that just recently recently finished up high school here in Bozeman, and you know, they both complain quite profusely about the amount of STDs that travel through that school.
I bet.
We could do something there.
Yeah.
But my own feeling is, when it was downtown in the Wilson, we were the Gallatin High Warriors, and do a lot with that.
Yeah. No, that might be an option too. So
they kind of had their names predestined before they went public with everything and what they were going to pick.
Yeah.
But maybe we could have the Atkins Arena for the basketball gymnasium.
Well, I was wondering about that too. I would think, the stadium, the maybe an auditorium if they have one, something like that could be named after him, and a portion of the school. I think that'd be a good idea.
I would encourage the school board to recognize the fact that this isn't their school; it belongs to the county here. We're the ones.
We pay the bills.
Putting up the $150, $200 million this thing's going to cost over the next few years.
Yep.
So, maybe they could have a little more public input and maybe not worried about being so darn politically correct about everything, and maybe show a little appreciation for some real honor.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, you guys have a great day.
All right, hey, thanks for the call. Thanks for checking in with us this morning. And we've got to take another really quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, 5 minutes before the top of the hour, and from our text line, Shane, 478-8298. Tom, it's obvious, Gallatin Gophers. I'll even design the logo pro bono. Brian Murphy, Brian's down in, listening to us down in either Arizona or New Mexico. I'm not sure which one he's in, but he's in one of those down there. He also designed the cover of my second book, so nice to hear from you, Brian. Thanks a lot for that input. And we got another one here that it's a little too early in the morning for that one, so can't go there. Let's take a phone call. 522 Talk is the number, 522-8255. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. What's up?
Hey, good morning, Tom.
Hey,
this is Steve. Good morning, big dog.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? Hey, Tom, I just wanted
we're living the dream, as the mayor says.
I didn't catch that, Shane.
I said we're living the dream, as the mayor says.
Oh, you betcha. You bet. I'm happy to be in Montana. No complaints there.
Right.
Hey, Tom, respecting your audience, I try to stay away from just religion as much as possible, but you asked why we should care about the Golan Heights. So I got to make this comment. In Zechariah 2:8, it says, "He who touches thee touches the apple of my eye." And in that verse from Zechariah, the word of God, it's specifically referring to Israel. Now, the Golan Heights were part of the original promised land to Israel. And, I've got a doctorate in theology, which I'm not trying to gloat on that, but I do know what I'm talking about. That's the only reason I bring that up. And bottom line is there are all kinds of promises in the Bible that if we're to defend Israel, that anyone who does good to Israel, the Lord's protection is on them. And I have to believe, from all that this country suffered at the hands of the Democrats, that we wouldn't even probably still be the nation we are today, other than God's intervention in so many ways. I truly and firmly believe that, and that's why we should care about the Golan Heights, because a lot of this is beyond that. There are things happening at a higher level, and a higher power has protected us and will continue, I believe, to do so. And so much of that, though, is dependent upon our relationship with Israel. We didn't have that under Obama, and
no, we didn't. Yeah.
That's all I got.
And your analysis is right, because the Old Testament, the only book of prophecy, has no mention of the United States. So your tie-in is perfect.
Hey, amen, brother. I mean, it's like the bottom line is, all that's been happening to Democrats. At least when I call you guys, I try to present facts and be honest and factual, which is way more than I can say the Democrats and all the smoke screens and delusion. But that is what the Word of God says. it's up to the individual whether they believe that or not. But I think it's pretty obvious that we have been protected by a higher power through all the wars we've been through everything internally now that's trying to tear a nation apart. As Jesus said, you know, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And it's so obvious that the Democrats and the conservatives are extremely polarized. Something has to hold this country together, and I believe that is the thing holding us together.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call.
Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you.
And just for some context, because you know how conspiracy theorists are about the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
1891 and 1894, Baron Edmund James Rothschild did purchase 150,000, which are called dunams, of the land of the Golden Heights. Legal and political permits were secured from the Ottoman Empire, and ownership of the land was registered in late 1894. But after World War I and the Treaty of Paris in 1921, he lost his lands.
Okay. So there you go. All right. Well, we'll have to leave Avenatti till the next hour. we'll include Jeff Krauss in that. So, because I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about it.
We got it. Come on, that's a giggle. Yeah.
All right. All right, Jeff Krauss will be in shortly, and we'll be talking to him about some of the improvements on the midtown and some other areas, so stay tuned for that, and we'll be back with more after this. Hey, don't forget Kiddabaloo coming up April 6th, Saturday, 10 to 3. Get the kids out there. Get your tickets at ticketswest.com. or at the Brick Breeden Field House. And, man, everybody's going to be out there. Superheroes, a Smoky Bear will be there, Raptors, balloon artists, face painting, everything. 5 minutes after the hour of 8 a.m., it is Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 37 degrees outside. Welcome to the KMMS Morning Soapbox with Tom and Shane. Jeff Krauss, three-time Mayor of Bozeman and current City Commissioner in the House. And glad to have you here, Jeff. Thanks for coming.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, and, well, we're a couple things we got to do. From our... text line 478-8298. We've been talking about mascots for the Bozeman High School and Bozeman Gallatin High School. I guess I should be correct.
Well, actually, I think it's just legally Bozeman Gallatin High School, but it's just going to be referred to as Gallatin High.
Oh, Gallatin High. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, Gallatin Wolves is one they think might be one, and. Remember 4 Montana seasons: early winter, winter, late winter, and more winter. So that's our 4 seasons, I guess, that we have here, right? So
the Gallatin High 4 seasons.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. That one sounds like a place where Frank Sinatra might sing. But
you think so?
Yeah.
Well, I promised Shane he could talk about Michael Avenatti.
Yeah. Let's talk about him. I like that. That is a great story that came down yesterday.
So it's yours, Shane.
Well, it's just, it's one of these things that's so remarkable. But we talked about this, like the last month, that with Barr coming in and your president letting this thing happen and roll out on its own, once the gloves were off, boy, here it comes. So, Barr had to be involved in this because when he took over 5 weeks ago, he's looking at all these things and he looks at this one and my goodness gracious, even some old, what's his name? Guy from Chicago, his lawyer, I can't think of his name. He's a co-conspiracy that's been charged in all this.
Jussie Smollett's attorney, Garagos.
There you go. Thank you. See, that's why we have Mr. Krauss in the house. I love it. But this is really serious. Like he could go away for 100 years. But the amazing thing is that CNN held this guy out, had him on 65 times about, his client, and then they even promoted him for president.
Yeah. Yeah, he was right. He was all ready to run for the presidency.
Remember, this is the porn lawyer. Yeah. That's just first of all, let's say this is the porn lawyer.
Yeah.
He also had a client that was involved in the Kavanaugh thing. Somebody that claimed that. I think he said, he was standing near the punch bowl or something like that.
Yeah. Right.
It's the only way to get punch, Michael. The reason that I paid so much attention to this, of course, because it's a subject close to my heart, college basketball, and it takes a boatload of effort to make Nike seem like a victim.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They're the ones that, have the shoe factories all over China and everywhere else, right?
Well,
So
they don't own a shoe factory. They just have it made by
someone
underage kids.
Right, yeah. And so it's difficult to make them seem a victim. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, lost your thing, huh? There you go.
you're absolutely right, Jeff. I mean, they come out of the factory at $5 and sell them for $160 in the U.S. Pretty sad.
it's definitely a money making enterprise. I think the thing to look at this is, here's a guy that involved himself in politics in so many levels, 100 times on CNN.
Oh, yeah, at least.
Being indicted on both coasts, frankly, almost simultaneously. One to, I think, allegedly to extort. Imagine, here's what he is. He calls up Nike and says, boy, if you don't send me a lot of money, I'm going to expose you trying to pay recruits or paying recruits. I mean, this is the story I'm getting. And Nike takes their lawyers and they go, okay, well, we'll get back to you. They call the FBI. They say, hey, this guy's calling us and asking for money. Everybody gets on the line. They call Michael Avenatti back. I mean, this is kind of the scenario they're presenting. I don't know if this is exactly the way it went down, but he calls back and he goes, yeah, give me money or else. And the cops are all around where he is. They just come in and go, hey, because at 11 o'clock he put in, I'm going to expose Nike. I've got an AAU coach that got fired by Nike, disgruntled, going to blow the lid off this payment to college players. At 12:19 or whatever, bam, he's arrested.
He's
right?
arrested, yeah.
Now you could say don't mess with Mr. Knight, the guy that owns Nike, but you probably have a better take on it than I do. And then for the Jussie Smollett's lawyer to be named, at least on Twitter and from what I've read, is his co-conspirator, right, Garagos.
Who also used to be all over CNN.
Yes, many times, right? So here's CNN, and they are creating the dialogue against Mr. Trump with these guys. These are the guys they're doing it with. Okay, just first of all, that thinks it's a good idea. The other indictment, I believe, on Mr. Avenatti has to do with taking money from a settlement allegedly and using it for his own personal debt, I believe. So and there's some bank fraud in Alabama or Mississippi or somewhere that's thrown in. Just another thing that's thrown in there. And he has left a trail, right, of just pontificating and attacks on the president. Stirring up people because he's a lawyer, and so we should believe him. And he's on CNN, so that doubly so apparently. And here he is, right? This is the end result. You sometimes you can just see it, right? That's what I think. People are known by their actions.
Yeah.
Okay. You're known by what you do, what you say, and what you do. And we've known for a long time what this guy's all about. And people like that, things catch up to them.
Usually, yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting that Stormy Daniels said that she was sorry that she hired him. Not sorry she's a porn star, but sorry that she hired him, so.
Yeah. His involvement in the Kavanaugh thing was hideous.
Yeah, he was just making a name. He was making a name for himself, and he did it pretty quickly too. He came out of nowhere and jumped on the Kavanaugh thing right away, and was able to, as you mentioned, get on CNN many times, and then
I think it's 102.
Folded himself in as a possible presidential candidate.
Right.
Thought he was going to run for president.
He actually announced that he was withdrawing. By the way, I want to announce I'm withdrawing.
Yeah,
how about you? There's a little clip of him on, I think it's The View, where he says, all my fantasies involve handcuffs.
Yeah,
and I
right,
think
yeah.
so. He had a little fantasy fulfilled
Well,
yesterday.
I guess he was excited.
Yeah.
Watch your head.
So so I don't know. He was one of the people in CNN's charge to, take advantage of all these people that were upset because Mr. Trump won the presidency, and fanned the flames of division in this country assiduously and purposefully. And that's bad behavior. And it's no surprise to me that he engages in other bad behaviors as well, allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, one isn't alleged because a judge in California ordered him to pay his partners $20 million, and he owes $10 million in taxes. So there you go.
The hits just keep on coming.
Well, they do, right? Yeah. And
I think it's time for him to stop digging.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're in so deep.
Yeah.
You can't get out. Yeah. You might as well try and strike gold, I guess, is what he's thinking. But first of all, it doesn't obscure the underlying issues with college basketball and players and how that relates to the NBA and billions of dollars being made in my March Madness by shoe companies and coaches and universities and CBS and the issues that surround that and to some extent I think college basketball has become the big baller brand, which is a brand of shoe that is going to go down notoriously, it seems to me anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's that it doesn't obscure the issues with college basketball, but it does point out just how poorly the behavior of this one particular news network has been.
Well, and the other thing, too, is Nike announced, they've been working with the Justice Department for a year about the accusations he was going to make. That's the other thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He just, going to get a pound of flesh.
There you go. All right, from our text line, 478-8298, Tom has a porn star mustache. Well, that would be from the 80s, I think.
Yeah, Tom refers to it as my Tom Selleck look.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, my Hawaii 5-0 whatever look. Let's see. As a starting point, how about the Magpies for the mascot for the new high school? We could do that. The Red Hawks as a school mascot. Red Hawks would be okay. Have Lady Hawks as well.
Yeah, but aren't they the Bozeman Hawks already?
The Bozeman Hawks are the other ones. These would be the Red Hawks.
But they're red and black, and they got a red head for their mascot. We're dancing pretty close to the same old there. Not to critique other people's ideas. I apologize for that. I don't really care. I don't have a dog in this fight, right? But the only one I didn't want was this idea that this high school is somehow downhill from the other one, and West Slope implied that.
Kind of slide that you're downwind or downstream.
Downstream, since they do have to pump the sewage back up to the wastewater treatment plant.
That's right,
the West Slope Pumpers was not my favorite. Pooper Pumpers was not my favorite name. Right.
From our text line, 478-8298, I'm curious, does anyone know the height of the crane at Wilson and Mendenhall? It's tall. I'll tell you that. It's above the Baxter.
So
I don't know how tall the Baxter is, but it's a good 20 feet above the Baxter.
And it's going to be, 90 feet tall, maybe?
At least. Yeah, it's got to be 90, 100 feet at least. So.
Yeah, well, the Baxter's 80 feet. 80 feet by 80 feet.
Yeah. So... Well,
that
wide, but not tall.
Yeah, it's taller than the Baxter sign.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Listen, I had one thing I wanted to get into.
Go for it.
Frontage Road is going to get worked on this summer. It's going to start in March. It's March.
Yeah.
This is motorists should expect delays, 10 to 15 minute delays. So if you're beaten out to the airport and you're late, you got to go the highway. speed limit will be reduced to 35 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Work will take place during daylight hours, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., and construction will be noisy.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll be all traffic will be reduced to one lane and controlled with signal or flaggers. And that's, the summer of 19. It sounds like you should disconsider Frontage Road, if that's a word, in your travel plans, particularly if you're trying to get out to the airport in a hurry. So,
isn't it lovely in the summertime? It's construction. In the wintertime, it's the snow on the road.
Yeah, it is.
We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. 21 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019. Welcome to the KMMS Morning Show with Tom and Shane. And Jeff Krauss is in the house, and we wanted to give a little more detail on what they're going to do to the Frontage Road, Jeff. So
yeah, I'll do that. I'm just sitting here wondering if Michael Avenatti can still have his regular spot on the Rachel Maddow show from his prison cell, but I guess we'll see about that, right?
Yeah.
So
they'll be pen pals.
So here's what they're doing. There's a certain stretch that's out by Baxter, where Baxter Creek crosses, and then on the Mountain View subdivision, widening the travel lanes to 12 feet, adding 8-foot shoulders, adding dedicated turn lanes from both directions into Mountain View subdivision, flattening the shoulders on the side of the road and adding a center line and shoulder rumble strips, and then replacing culverts carrying Baxter Creek under Frontage Road. So it's not a long stretch, but it's essentially in the vicinity of Mountain View subdivision. Anybody that drives that regularly knows where that is, and there are a lot of turns. I was going to
say, are they going to widen that turn they straightened out years ago? Is they going to put a shoulder in that area as well?
No, they're not. I was once driving back from the airport, and it was when Max Bacchus was walking across the state, and he happened to be walking across Frontage Road. The guy, and it was a snowy day, and the roads were slick, and the guy in front of me suddenly realized, oh my gosh, that's the senator. And he slammed on his brakes, did a 360, and then another 90, so a skateboardist would be proud.
Yeah.
And went right into the borrow pit and buried his little car into the borrow pit. I mean, he couldn't get out. And we had to pull him out of the window, Max Bacchus and I, as we stopped. So it was, but there is a steep borrow pit towards the railroad on a portion of that property. It's, but he was really, really anxious to talk to his senator, apparently. Yeah. And he got to,
apparently up close and personal.
He did. He got to be gotten out of his car. I mean, it was just buried, right, to where he couldn't open the door. So that was fun. Frontage Road, the over the years has reduced its speed limit down to where it's 50 now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to read that. It came from the Montana Department of Transportation. I wanted to read that because I'm sure there are a lot of listeners that use that road regularly. And it's going to be more difficult to do that.
Yeah.
This summer.
So, freeway or
I think you could probably
freeway or go over to Huffine.
Yeah,
you can, like that.
You can get out to Nelson Road probably. It doesn't involve Valley Center spur, but it stops I think just short of that, right? Or it's right in there.
Yeah,
it might start right about there, I think.
Okay, where you go onto the railroad track there.
Yeah, that's called Valley Center Spur. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think it's just a little to the west of that. Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, and you're closing down part of Rouse, part of Mendenhall, gas line work going on down there. Started Monday.
Yeah. What is that? That's straight downtown on either side of Main Street.
Yeah.
I think that piece.
Yeah, Main Street's open, but Rouse and Mendenhall and parts of that area are.
Yes, it's road season.
Yes, it is.
And and as far as Rouse goes, it's almost time to just write off Rouse for like 2 years, right?
Wow.
They're going to widen Rouse. They're going to fix intersections. They're going to. This is the Montana Department of Transportation. Put in bike lanes and sidewalks and curbs and gutters and all kinds of things that the highway there didn't have Remember, it's Montana 86. It ends at Main Street and goes all the way to Sedan, Clyde, up to Clyde Park or whatever.
Right, yeah. Checkerboard up in that area.
So it goes all the way to the Shields Valley. So it's a nice little road, and they're going to work on improving it. Essentially what they did from Oak to the north, is going to now be done from Oak to the south. Yeah. And that's going to mean Rouse is not your choice.
Yeah,
just like Frontage Road, right?
You're not going to go that way for at least a year.
At least.
Certainly not this summer.
No.
So let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the air with Jeff Krauss and Tom and Shane. What's up?
Good morning, gentlemen. Paul, resident of Mountain View subdivision. That project goes from the east end of that curve that they widened out and made more gentle several years ago to the crest of the hill that's just east of where Sacagawea Peak turns off of Frontage Road.
Yep.
All right. That'll give everybody a perspective on where it is. So
people that live in Mountain View subdivision like Paul, and how are you, Paul? Good morning, are going to have a unique view of that just about every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of us are going to wind up using Nelson Road. We got a back route to get on it.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend that.
Yeah. Going that way would probably save you a little time with a 35-mile speed limit through there, or less, depending on.
Or even to get to Belgrade, we can go back out that way and get over to the airport road.
Yep.
Yeah. Go over to Airport Road, or go down Huffine, or Baxter, any of those.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for clarifying that, Paul. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you have to keep us in touch on how the construction's going, Paul.
Well, yeah, they started yesterday.
All right.
And they had a track hole working just to the northwest of Mountain View subdivision yesterday.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, hey, thanks a lot. All right, appreciate it. Well,
they'll be digging it, but you won't.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, it won't be. Well, we are going into road season, so you're not going to be able to go anywhere, because we've still got roundabouts planned at where is it, Durston or 27th, or out there by Costco and out by the Meadow School.
So a couple of big ones and I don't know if we'll get them started this year. It depends on how the bids come in and whether we have all the
cash in hand.
I think that so that's usually right-of-way issues.
Yeah.
And the big one for me really is that Ferguson and Durston intersection. If we get started on that, improving Durston all the way from Fowler through that intersection, that's the big one. Davis and Baxter is a big intersection that's going to get improved. Cottonwood Road, anybody that drives that knows it's been particularly fun.
That's done, yeah.
No, it's not.
The roundabout's done, but
Cottonwood Road, from where it shrinks down, coming from the south, all the way through to the to Durston, is going to change significantly as well.
Okay, all right. Well, we appreciate that. We'll talk more about roads when we come back.
All right.
We need to kind of settle. Pinpoint those a little more as to what's going to be done there and all of that stuff. So we'll talk more about that when we return. So stay tuned. Shane is with me. Steve Krauss, Jeff Krauss, rather. Not Steve Krauss. Jeff Krauss. I'm as bad as Shane. 24 minutes for the top of the hour. It's Tuesday, March 26, 2019, 38 degrees outside. Shane Mataba on the line with me from Vancouver, British Columbia. Jeff Krauss, three-time Mayor Bozeman and current city commissioner in the House. And, we're talking about some of the road projects since construction season is almost here. I don't know. We're supposed to get 8 inches of snow in the next 2 days or somewhere in there.
Yeah, boy, the warm temperatures and the rain and snow got me worried.
Yeah, me too.
I-90 down by Hardin, flooded, whatever, flooded. As this water can't soak into the ground because it's still cold down there,
frozen,
it starts running off so rapidly. We're liable to see some flooding. It's always surprised me with what kind of flooding we get. I was just sitting there letting Dwayne Allman and Eric Clapton take all my troubles away.
There you are, yeah.
You might want to have that extra special 8-track in your car ready to go for when you have to wait in traffic for all these road construction projects.
That's for sure. Yeah, you want to avoid Rouse and downtown.
Yeah,
if you can.
well, not downtown, but Rouse. Just not,
not Rouse at all.
Rouse and Maine, probably not an intersection you want to be at if you can help it.
Yeah.
Unless you're on foot.
Yeah.
Like I said, Cottonwood, right? It's a big rocky mess right now. You think about the roads leading to the New Gallatin High School, and you'll get some idea of where some of the road projects, and then throw in Rouse, throw in Baxter and Davis, and you get some idea of where the projects might start. We should be starting those projects, I would think, any time now.
Yeah, because Cottonwood going south, I guess, toward the roundabout. You have that.
See, I don't know where there's a roundabout on Cottonwood. Way out there in the county?
Well, it's on Stuckey.
Yeah. So, I'm a Bozeman city commissioner, and that's out in the county.
Well,
but,
sure, yeah. Well, there's a big one out.
Yeah, there is.
Stuckey and Cottonwood.
I'm not talking about Cottonwood there. I'm talking about Cottonwood between
Billion and
Babcock. Yeah, Billion, and you know how it rapidly shrinks down there.
Yeah.
In the dark, whoosh.
Yeah, when it snows, you don't know where your lane is.
You just might be on the sidewalk before you know it.
True.
That chunk there leading down to Durston or north to Durston.
Yeah.
Are they
finally going to widen that?
Yeah, you can see all the properties there. You can see it's all teed up and ready to go.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Yeah.
That's one. I have seen some preliminary work with the utilities around Durston and Ferguson, but I haven't heard from I haven't heard a list of road projects quite yet from Public Works. Maybe I'll send the city manager an email and say, let's get it.
They settled that property deal because the house is gone and the trees are gone.
That's Baxter and Davis. Yeah. That one will be a big intersection with a light.
Yeah.
Turn lanes and a light
and flashing yellows and
no, that'll be all of them. Yeah, that'll be a regular, flashing yellows. Oh my gosh, right? Everybody knows what to do on the flashing yellow because we've grown up with flashing yellows all 60 years. We know exactly what flashing yellows mean.
Yeah. But a green arrow would be nice once in a while.
Green arrow, thank you. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the city or the state figures that out. I know out where I live on Gooch Hill and Huffine, sometimes you get the red arrow or the green arrow. Sometimes you get the flashing arrow.
Sometimes you get the mine, and sometimes you get the shaft. It's just like you want one thing you want to add to your soundtrack for the flashing yellow is that great song, "Should I Stay or Should I Go?"
That's great.
All right, on that, I got to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, the Clash from, I don't know, when was that, 70s, 60s?
No,
70s, 80s?
I'm pretty sure that's the late 70s or early 80s.
80s?
But,
I don't know. I was never a big fan of the Clash. I like that song, but I don't know. Were they a one-hit wonder? I don't know. Anyway, we're talking with Jeff Krauss, the three-time mayor of Bozeman, current city commissioner, Shaman Taubman on the line in Vancouver, and Tom Eagle, your morning mayor in the house. And from our text line, we got a couple more things on the high school mascot. 478-8298 is the number if you want to be a part of the big show today. Bozeman Gallatin Kings female team, and the queens would be, or the females would be the queens. And the Gallatin GYR Falcons. So I'm not sure what the GYR Falcons are. Gyre Falcons. Falcons. Okay, so all right. I need to work on my foul.
There's the Goshawks too. If you got to be alliterative.
Well, in answer to Brian Murphy, who put in the Gallatin Gophers. Come on, Brian. Do we really need a mascot who is springtime favorite target practice? Talk about giving your opponent an edge. So that should be it. So, all right. Well, we're talking about roads and stuff, Jeff. So, where are we with more of that, or is that all of it, or are we done with it? Or
well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will ask the Public Works Department. I'll ask the city manager to have the Public Works Department give me an update on what the roads are going to be this road construction this summer, and I'll put it out there. I think it is time, right? It's time.
Yeah, I would think it is. Yeah, we could certainly use it here to put out on our website and everything.
I'll do that
so that people will know what's going on. We put the downtown at Mendenhall and those gas lines that they're relocating. So we put that on our website. So at KMMSAM.com, you can go over and see where the closures are and what's going on there.
And any day now, if you're thinking of going to Rouse, don't, right? You're thinking of going down Frontage Road to don't. Use the freeway.
Yeah, Rouse is gross. Just think of it that way. Let's take a phone call. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the Morning Soapbox with Jeff and Tom and Shane. What's up?
Hey, guys. It's Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, anytime to call in and get you about road construction, I always take advantage of, but seeing that I drive all day on these roads. But actually, Bozeman's roads are so bad that I'm actually a fan of it. So keep going. Get all the roads fixed up because some of these roads out there are just horrible.
Yeah.
Baxter out to Jackrabbit, you bounce down that road more times than you do in a roller coaster. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
But what I will bitch about is what's up with Gallatin High School? I mean, it's no offense to John Gallatin, but it's such a vanilla name, don't you think? I mean, there's no creativity in that. How did they come up with that? You know, I have no skin in the game. I didn't go to the high school. I don't have kids that are going to go to the high school, but I live here and I got an opinion. I don't know. Spanish Peak seems pretty cool to me. I didn't even mind the Cutthroat, or West Slope. I understand the fish mascot might be kind of weird, but I don't know. Spanish Peak sound like, overlook Spanish Peak, kind of a cool name. What was any idea what was behind Gallatin other than just name placement? I don't understand.
Well, the original high school was Gallatin, called Gallatin.
Yeah.
That may be the reason.
Everybody prior to 1957 went to Gallatin High. And so it's a nod to the past, I think, Gallatin High. Mm-hmm. It also covers the geography of the area that it pulls from.
Yeah.
It's not really just a Bozeman, city of Bozeman High School. It essentially goes all the way down to Gateway and out to Four Corners and beyond. And up to Spring Hill and Sedan Clyde Park and all over kind of that area. There's it's pulling people from. So let's call it up to Bridger. And so there. It's a huge geographical area that far exceeds just Bozeman. I think so. It's a nod to people that live, out in the county. It's a nod to history, and it doesn't have. It was very popular, right? It was the #1 pick. And they did,
which is surprising to me.
They did a non-scientific poll and a poll with a statistical
online,
poll. And they did a statistical poll too. So it came at first. I think it has positive connotations all around that way.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I know it doesn't really matter. I just thought it was kind of a vanilla name, but I'd rather see Hillary locked up in prison than the name change. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Well, apparently Michael Avenatti is trailblazing that way.
Well, they could be cellmates.
There you go.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the call. From our text line, 478-8298. This thing won't die. The Gallatin Golden Eagles. So that's not so bad.
Yeah,
I like
that's
the Gallatin
nice,
Golden Eagles. And fellas, I learned Spanish during the last commercial with my Babble. See, Danny boy? So there you are. Well, good. I'm glad we're performing that public service to increase your linguistic prowess.
Yes. Yeah, I know a couple of words I can't say on the air in Spanish, and that's from hitting my thumb with a hammer.
Oh. Okay. Well, I know Mexico City, burrito, taco.
Yeah, I think it's a good skill. My oldest son took 3 or 4 years of Spanish in high school and middle school, and I think he should probably take one of these kinds of courses that are advertised here and freshen up on that, because it is used. You go south in the United States, it comes in handy.
Yeah. So did he ever ask you for the car keys in Spanish, and you just nodded your head and he grabbed the keys and went?
I found a couple of empty tequila bottles under the sofa
Whoa.
one time, but probably not the same thing.
All right, let's take a quick phone call here, then we got to take a break. Call you on the air real quick. What's going on?
Yeah, just a quick question since we're on the road.
Sure, yeah.
I was wondering if there's ever any plan to eliminate some of the medians on 7th and 19th and, fill them in with extended turn lanes, maybe an extra lane. And also, it just seems like with all the construction traffic these days, some roads are just getting hammered by these overloaded gravel trucks. I mean, you see them all over. They're carrying like a load and a half, sometimes even double loads. You shouldn't be seeing gravel off the top of those huge double trucks like that. And like Love Lane has been practically destroyed this past year. I mean, the road is just so rutted out, and you can tell it's from overloaded trucks. I see them every day coming down that Alaska Road and all that. So I was just wondering if there's any talk about that. 'Cause it seems like our roads are getting trashed faster than they're repairing them in some areas because of all the new construction. So thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, most of those are in the county, so they're not.
I do have a little insight in that. The county commissioners did put load limits on Love Lane. There's a load limit on, there is a load limit on, once you turn, you just go a little ways on Love Lane headed south off of Valley Center. There's a load restriction. Bam, right there.
Is there?
That came early this summer because everybody was taking the back roads. And I think maybe Gooch Hill's got that, and there are several roads out in the county that have that now. I think in town we build them differently.
Okay. We got to take a quick break here, Rush Update, and some other things. Well, you can learn some more Spanish with Babbel. The text line points out to me Mexico City is not Spanish, so I guess that's
you didn't say you
Mexican. I guess it's Mexican.
You never did say that you took Spanish.
That's true. No, I didn't. I took 2 years of Latin.
Did you?
That's how smart I was.
I can still decline the verb to be in Latin.
Right.
I took a year.
All right. We'll be right back. Here's Rush. All right, 2.5 minutes for the top of the hour. We don't have much time. We got a caller waiting on the line, so let's go to the phones. 522-TALK is the number. Caller, you are on the air. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I just wanted to talk about the last caller. He used the term of vanilla. And I was like, okay, so at what point, and he honestly sounded like a liberal to me, just the way they talk, but at what point of whiteness, at what level of whiteness does this guy not tolerate? I think it's interesting that he threw that comment out there. It's awful vanilla to call it Gallatin Heights. So I just wanted to comment on that. I'm curious at what level of whiteness this guy will not tolerate. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. I don't think he was talking about level of whiteness. I think he was talking about it being soft. Or generic.
Generic. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't Rocky Road.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Rocky Road. Okay, from our text line, 478-8298. Jeff, what's going to happen to Highland Boulevard at the new Heeb's? Hard to get in and out of the new store. Must be affecting business to some degree.
So the commission allowed Heeb's to open, even though all of the improvements to Highland haven't been made. Probably not as many improvements to Highland as the texter might want, but there are going to be improvements at the corner of Highland and Main Street this summer.
All right. Potholes by Costco on Catron are huge. So
there's a pothole reporting line. The city has a pothole hotline. I don't have the number at the tip of my tongue, but look up City of Bozeman pothole hotline. Call them up and report it.
Okay. Manhattan Christian are the Eagles, although they don't put golden in front of it. The stuffed eagle in the trophy case is a golden eagle, so there you are. So
the controversy rages on.
It rages on. All right, thanks, Jeff, for being here. I appreciate it very much. Shane, tell everybody goodbye.
Talk to you tomorrow, Mayor.
All right, thanks, son. All right, we got to get out of here and let Aaron Flint take over.
Have another great day, everybody out there. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, for being here, and we'll see you next week. And coming up tomorrow, Mike McCormick will be in the house. We'll be talking about where this crazy rock and roll stock market's going with all the tariffs and everything else that's going on. So we'll be chatting with him tomorrow. So we'll see you at 6 a.m.